And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building. And just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Cleveland Browns. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaunt. And CD, this is a passing league. I don't think you would argue that thought. But our ball game here features a couple of teams with strong offensive lines that really like to work the ground game. And you and I have both heard from different people in the league who say it's becoming a little bit of a lost art in the NFL, the ability to run the football. And we've heard from defensive coordinators who tell us that they play the pass first. That's not something you normally hear. But these two offenses, they're true to who they are. Both ranked in the top 5 in terms of rushing yardage. I think they're both going to use those massive offensive lines to try and wear down these defenses. A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They will be led out by their now 44-year-old quarterback playing in his 22nd NFL season. Unbelievable. The great Tom Brady. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Throwing is Brady on third down. And now another one thrown incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. Oh, some strong running. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. They run again on first down. Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It was Jadeveon Clowney who got upfield for the stop. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. It's a gain of 35. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Cousins. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Well, you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
An incomplete pass on first leads to a 2nd and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
And that's why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
From his end zone, it's Demetric Felton. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Browns drive about to get started.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Play action. Now it's Brady. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, sometimes when you try to defend OBJ, you're going to get a PI call.
You might get a PI call at just about any point during his route. And I think a lot of teams have taken the whole philosophy of, hey, just go ahead and do what you have to.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Kenny Nwagu now out of his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as the season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Cousins. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. On play action, now Brady. He's going to look deep now for Landry, and he fires one that's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick, and the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other. Well, this defense for the Browns, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
On 3rd down, it's very simple. Make sure you get beyond the sticks, make the catch, pick up the 1st down. But in this case, he turned it into bonus time and was off to the races for a monster play.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. From the gun, here's Cousins. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Malik McDowell never giving up. He works his way to the QB for a loss of 12.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Cousins now. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this one is incomplete.
Well, the first 2 drives only yielded 3 points. They might be thinking it's time to make something happen. Push the ball downfield and try and gain some points that way. Unfortunately, incomplete.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it. Let's go.
The Browns drive about to get started. And last time, 1 play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play. Here's Brady to throw. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. There's Beckham, great grab. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. But we keep waiting year after year to see signs of Tom Brady's arm strength deteriorating. But his message there, keep waiting. 9-yard line, 2nd and 6. Brady going to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. Here's Brady. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns add on to their lead. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked to his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday you have to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Cousins. That is caught. Westbrook's got it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Draw play. Cousins to Cook. Cook able to escape. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 45 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go play action. Cousins. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now Cousins. And that is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Malik McDowell able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down.
Fairbairn on for the field goal. A 42-yard attempt.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he returns this to the 22. The Browns drive about to get started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do?
Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. There for the sack, Emerson Griffin. Another try after the first down sack. Brady. And his pass incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down.
That's caught at the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Tom Brady, his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you're trying to do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call him, the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's
taken down. This will be a Brown sack. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Handoff comes to Cook. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Brady now on first down. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Now Brady. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this is caught. Touchdown. The 4th touchdown pass of the game for Tom Brady. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Kenny Nwagu now out of his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
You definitely would have liked to hit on that one because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. This time they stay on the ground, and they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. On first down, Brady. It's caught over the middle, Hooper. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the 3rd quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. To throw is Cousins. Complete. Jefferson the target.
And Viking fans spent plenty of time wondering how they were going to replace Stephon Diggs when he left for Buffalo. But I think most would agree now that Justin Jefferson was the best rookie receiver in football last year. 88 catches for an even 1,400 yards. I would say the numbers don't lie.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
The open man is Westbrook. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty is a result of that hit there.
Cook following the penalty. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. 83 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. They'll run with Cook. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Also 2 brings up second and goal. Around 7-yard line.
To throw, Cousins. This is caught. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's third and goal. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. And a loss of 3 to bring up fourth.
It's now 4th down and goal.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that'll get the deficit back to 16. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Second down, here's Chubb again. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball-control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Brady's throw there complete. And some room to work. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. 5 touchdown passes now for Tom Brady, and the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
That's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Now the Vikings now heading onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
At the 28-yard line.
Second down, they go right back to Cook. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there. You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
On 2nd and 12, Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check 59. Mike is 59.
They run it again with Cook. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that'll get this back down to a 20-point spread. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
The Browns drive about to get started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. He got 29 yards that time. First down. Here's Cousins. He completes it to Westbrook. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They get 17 more on that one and another first down. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's Cousins. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. D.D. Westbrook, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that cuts this lead down to 13. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Take it in at the 3. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw in this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
Trucks over him. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 51 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A run for Nick Chubb. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks. On play action, it's Brady. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the fourth.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he's going to be out of bounds up past the 5. A gain of 6 there on first.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and goal.
To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. That is incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by the rookie Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. And they turn the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalize a little bit on top.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. They're going for Jefferson downfield. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked by the rookie Greg Newsome. Well, I get it, Charles. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Down big. They just sent their receivers out and let it fly. But the defense, they were ready.
Yeah, and there aren't too many people left in this stadium that couldn't see that coming. But that's not a major criticism at all because you had to try it. What you're hoping for is one of your athletes out-athletes everyone else and makes a dramatic play.
A good pickup there at 22. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 27-yard line.
Now a play fake. Brady. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 5. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Cousins to throw it. And complete, right side to Cook. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Cousins throw pulled in by Jefferson. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down.
Tackled back at the 28-yard line.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long.
Cousins now. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. So a change of possession here on the punt, and that will come the offense as they take over. Beckham and the Browns set to take over again. And I think we both agreed he could have a really good game with this matchup, but over 200 yards now.
I don't think we saw it as that good, and I think what really makes it special is when games like this are occurring, it's not just getting locked in and in the zone and on a roll. It's continuing to adjust throughout the game because you know the defense is kicking coverages towards him, trying their best to slow him down, and he keeps getting the better of them.
Yeah, whatever they've done, it hasn't worked. Brady going to throw here. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that is incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Flush to his right, and he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. They'll go for it. It's Brady. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. No question that one stings a little extra because he had that first down. It would have been a 4th down conversion.
Love the effort. Love the maneuverability. Don't like the fact that he didn't bring the ball with him. And now it's going to go in the other direction.
He's going to let it fly. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Browns are going to win the football game. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Brady going to look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Xavier Woods with a pick. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. One last shot now for Cousins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time has run out on this ball game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guy